we have our very, very special guest interview to get to from ROH, none other than ACH. So, you know what? I think we should go ahead and get on into that right now. What do you think, Travis?
Oh, sure, why not?
Okay, let's go ahead and pull him up, get him on the old horn here, and we're going to talk to ACH. All right, everybody, here we are with our special guest for this week. He is the last dragon. He is also the last hero. He is a big-time indie star here in the great state of Texas, and he's also taking that now to a more national scale in Ring of Honor Wrestling. He is all attitude, charisma, and heart. He is ACH. ACH, welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me, man. I'm looking to do this interview, get it on, get it popping, have some fun, talk some gaming, talk a little bit, everything.
Awesome.
All right, sounds like my kind of guy here.
Yeah, he's he's like one of us, you know.
Well,
maybe more like you.
Yeah, more like me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a wrestling nerd.
Yeah.
You're a nerd for everything.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. We're already getting to a great start here.
I think
All
so,
right.
yeah.
Okay, well, tell you what, man, I got a couple of questions here lined up that I'd like to ask you. And of course, if we veer off a little bit, it's all good. But let's go ahead and get started with some of the things that I like to ask everybody that we interview here. I want to know, when was it that you first started watching wrestling? And when you did, who were your favorites? What did you like to watch?
I started watching wrestling right around the time when Hulk Hogan went to Hollywood. That's when I started to watch. That's when I started to watch wrestling. I was a big WCW fan growing up. I was not a WWF fan growing up.
Uh-oh.
All the kids would go, all the kids would go to school, talking, Stone Cold did this, and this big man, blah, 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 and I was kind of just like, I guess, religiously be into WWE. Well, I wasn't religiously or anything, but I was really happy with, I was one of those kids, it sucked. You watch it now, you're like, good God, I was a fan of this. And you watch it, but back then, it was a world to me. It was like Ultimate Dragon, Diamond Dallas Page, one of my favorites. The one I like, Glacier.
That fits.
I can see you liking Glacier.
Yeah, it was the entrance, man.
I know.
It was the entrance.
It's always the damn entrance.
Yeah, it was. And then you got to think about it too. Around that time, Mortal Kombat was like watching Sub-Zero, the wrestler.
Well, I think that's going to be a great transition there for something else I was wanting to ask you. You have such a unique in-ring style. You pull together so many different aspects of wrestling and so many different aspects of pop culture. Who all were your influences for your unique in-ring style that you got right now?
I wanted to think a lot of my ideas come from my childhood, which, wrestling got banned quite a bit in my house. Obviously, I think a lot of kids go through that phase where, their parents or their mom or dad is like, no wrestling, well, mostly moms. But, wrestling was actually banned in my childhood for a little over, certain periods of time. And, I was always heavily into, superheroes and just video games. And I've always just had, a big imagination when it comes to things. I guess it has a lot to do with my personality, which, I have, personality, some people say. But, my imagination is probably the biggest influence. And mostly Dragon Ball Z as well, which kind of falls into my, my whole imagination in childhood. But, I couldn't really name one particular wrestler and say, oh, this is the guys who I patterned myself off of. Because I've always been the type where I always okay, I want to do something, a class of my own. I want to be different. I want to stand out different. So I try not to pattern myself from anyone. And I always try to, have my own unique style. So I use things that, most people didn't use. I use video games, you know, like
Yeah.
all I watch anime cartoons, and I go, oh, you know, it'd be really cool if someone did this, like when I used to do the Liu Kang kicks. I was like, man, you know, it'd be really cool if the dude just like flew in the air and just gave you multiple kicks. And someone was like, oh yeah, too bad no one can ever do that. And I actually tried it. It works.
That move is really cool. I really enjoyed that move. There is another one that kind of remind me, and I don't know if you pulled this from here, but when I see it, I kind of think of it. There's a move that you do where your opponent's sitting up in the middle of the ring and you bounce off the ropes and you kind of walk over them. And that kind of remind me of a move from Tekken. Did you get that from Tekken?
Oh, I run up there and then I hit the ropes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Sonic. I do. The name of that move was Up, Over, and Gone, because I'm a huge Sonic fan.
Sonic? I was thinking that was
exactly
Tekken.
What you talking about. What's up?
I would not have guessed Sonic, but yeah, now that you say that, yes, that's absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, see, the move you're talking about, I think either Hong or, I can't never pronounce his name. The guy that does the Taekwondo.
Harong.
Yeah, Harong, and then Lee also does a move similar to that in Tekken as well. But no, that's a Sonic move, because it's, you know, Up, Over, and Gone. I love Sonic, man. Love the move that
That's awesome. Sonic was like my favorite when I was a kid too.
Hey, let me ask you, okay, so for fighting games, what was yours? Was it Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken?
Ooh. And, I've never been in Mortal Kombat. Just because of the fighting, the buttons, I never was able to, like, pull off the combinations and the combos and stuff. And, like, it's always hard to me. Like, whenever you play Mortal Kombat, you get paused.
Yeah.
They gave you really good, like, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you, like, pretty much have to, like, learn from word of mouth. Like, go to school, someone goes, oh, yeah, I learned how to do this by pressing all the buttons.
Right.
You know? But to me, like, Mortal Kombat's not even, like, I didn't stand Mortal Kombat. Well, actually, I was a big fan of Mortal Kombat 6. The one that they had for 64. I was a big fan of that.
Yeah.
But Tekken and Street Fighter, man, that's amazing. And Tekken 4 is even great. Even better.
You playing the Street Fighter versus Tekken games?
Actually, a wrestler that one of my best friends, he has it, Davey Vega. He has it, and I've played it, I liked it, but I'd rather pick the Tekken fighting style or button style over the Street Fighter. Because to me, it feels more fluid.
Yeah, that's that I would agree with you on that one. I definitely like Tekken, the Tekken fighting style more than the Street Fighter style. And that's just me. And I was waiting for the Tekken version of Tekken versus Street Fighter to come out, but hasn't come out yet.
No.
Yeah, it was supposed to come out this year or last year, if I'm not mistaken.
They've been pushing that thing so far back. I don't know what's going on with that thing. But
I don't think they're gonna have.
Yeah.
Never and I love it. Not to take away from Street Fighter, but I never really got good at Street Fighter until I got older. Because when I was younger, I was ADD and I was hyperactive, so I didn't want to sit there and like, you gotta rotate. Like me, I wasn't a button masher, but I was one of those guys where like I like to press a button to make it look like I'm doing it. Tekken gives me really good like. Tekken, I used to take my PlayStation 2 to school, and we would do tournaments in class. Yeah, show you how the Texas system works.
That's dedication right there.
We would play Tekken, and one of my friends would hold the controller legit upside down and play Tekken. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And then you have the guys that play Tekken, they don't hold it normally. They play with like the finger and the middle finger. Like that's how they play. Like it's weird. Like Tekken makes anyone look legit. Like anyone can look like they're a good gamer on Tekken.
Was he just trying to be weird, or was that dude left-handed or something?
Hey! Let's watch the left-handed.
Oh, I know you're left-handed, but I mean.
I don't know. I think that was just the way he was. I guess he was left-handed. I don't know. That was just the way he played. But you could tell someone's a really good Tekken player when they play with their pointing finger and their index finger. Which is legit because like. You can hit the buttons a lot faster than you could with the one that's just playing with it. But you get mastered that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how they did it. You'd have to play it at the arcades with, your index and your middle finger. You can't play it in the arcades with your thumb. So if they're doing that style, they're probably in the arcades. And if they're in the arcades, they're probably damn good.
You don't want to play them, right?
Yeah.
Then again, like in Tekken, though, this is the only thing I like about Tekken is like the way that the characters are designed, which it's legit true fighting styles. But there's certain players that play characters that are good in certain areas. Like me, one of my favorite characters was Steve Fox.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you sit there and just press the square and the triangle button, which are the punch button, you can look like you know what you're doing. If you just move around, like you'll do everything in the book. Just the same goes with all wrong. Like if you just play with him and you hit the X and the O button, it's the kick button, and you're gonna look great. Oh, you throw a couple of punches in there, you look like you know what you're doing. That's the only thing I don't like about Tekken. Other than that, it's probably one of the best fighting games.
Oh man. That's hilarious. All right, but
it's true. It's true. Look, I'm sorry to say, okay, when you go to a list of people and you ask them what's their favorite character in Tekken, they'll say, Eddie Guerrero. Why? Because he does all this cool shit that's easy to play with him.
Yeah, Eddie was cheap, man.
That's Abel's favorite character, by the way.
No, Harang was my favorite character, but basically because of what he just said. You only press 2 buttons and you look like you're a badass. But I hated Eddie. All right.
Eddie was a cheat. Eddie, see me, I played with more of your like complicated play, like most with Steve Fox, but I actually was pretty good at it because I could dodge. Like when you press the kick buttons with him, he could actually dodge. And I actually mastered on countering people. Like my brother used to play with Harang. I used to dodge his kicks. And it would irritate him. I believe after 3, he changed his style to judo. So it was a lot of parry, a lot of, counterattacks. So like I also mastered judo. Yeah, I'm an expert at Tekken, if you couldn't tell.
Man, you get this guy started talking on Tekken and man, he just goes off.
So let's get this back into wrestling talk here.
Yeah, this is wrestling radio. Yeah, let's get it back here to the wrestling for a second.
After the show, we'll go back to video games and comic books.
Oh hell, maybe after the show at San Antonio, we'll just get together and start playing some Tekken.
Bring your PS2.
Bring your PS2, dude.
You guys don't want that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And the sad thing about it is, you don't have to be a gamer to like Tekken. I've met people that don't like video games but love Tekken.
You know what? Challenge accepted. We'll see you there.
Oh, there you go. You're throwing down the gauntlet. Oh man, you know what, man? Your attitude feels very Austin to me. And that's a compliment. The whole thing about Austin is keep Austin weird. And, they're a different town. And I could see that in you, especially after this conversation we just had about Tekken. And, I'd like to ask you this. Working in Texas, in Austin, San Antonio, that area and all that, what was it like going out to all the different places around the country? How is the indie scene different than the indie scene down here in Texas?
Thank you, because I'm from both areas, San Antonio and Austin. I've been around both. I've been up and down 35 for a very long time. But in Texas, everything is a little bit more vocal. Like as far as like the fan interaction, like in ring and everything. Like, you can not be the best. You could be, like, the worst wrestler in the world in Texas, and people will still love you for, like, you're funny or whatnot. But, like, in the East Coast, in most places, they really appreciate the wrestling aspect of wrestling. And a lot of people in Texas, you're fans that love to see you wrestle in Texas, but there, it's a lot more different. Like, my first excursion out to the Midwest for St. Louis Anarchy, I was just talking, laughing, having a Ninja Turtle shirt on, doing my whole thing. I never get this guy that's like, who's your guy? Just looks at me and he goes, I sure do love your talk, boy. And I just like, oh my goodness. I was like, what? You know, to me, it was like, this guy's like, what, 50 years old? Why would he care about my wrestling? They want to see you wrestle. Like, they want to see your work rate, I guess, which is weird, you know, but that's what they want to see. They want to see if you can wrestle before they accept you as anything else.
So I guess you're saying it's easier to maybe get over down here in Texas?
No, I wouldn't say that because I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I don't know, man. That's a tough one because, well.
Well, let me put you this way.
That was a really good question. Like, you know, I wrestled when I was back home. I wrestled in almost every major, you know, except El Paso. No, I didn't never wrestle in El Paso. Been to, you know, Dallas, Fort Worth, Corpus, Houston, Dallas, Austin, obviously, and San Antonio, you know, so I've been to the major ones, and then I've also been to, like, the little towns in between as well, even on Alaska, Texas. You probably didn't even know that existed.
That's a new one to me.
It's like, I don't know, it's really hard to say, man, because everybody is different. I always had like a really weird connection with the people. Like, you know, to me, it doesn't hurt me to like the way that we're just having a, you know, a regular conversation. I think it's a problem with a lot of guys. Like, they try to separate, you know, from their life. And to me, it's like, dude, like, wrestling kind of is my life, which will probably kill me in the end. But yeah, it's no big deal. But, you know, it's why a lot of people came into liking of me because, like, when I'm out there, it's like you're just having so much fun. It's like one big party when you're out there, and everybody just wants to join in on you. You know, versus those guys that come up there, it's like, this is my job. This is what I do. I wrestle. Wrestle is my life. This is my passion. And now they're going to take those guys that are screaming at and posting Facebook and stuff like that. Those are the guys that usually don't do anything. They take it too serious. You gotta have fun at work, man. You can't always go to work serious with your pants held up high. I mean, it's different. I mean, okay, so you're familiar a little bit with Texas indie scene, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, have you ever heard of a guy named Gabe the Babe?
I don't think so.
What was the name?
Gabe the Babe. He's very well known because he wears a Care Bear outfit. A pink Care Bear outfit.
I've heard of this guy. I haven't seen him, but I've heard of that guy, yeah.
That guy was I broke in, he broke in like maybe a year, 2 years before me, but like that guy he just had a certain connection with the crowd. How this has to really relate to your question, but like, I don't know. Like, honestly, I couldn't tell you if it was easy. Okay, if I'm going to have to go on over now to answer your question, I'm sorry. I talk very sporadically. But I think it's a lot harder to get over in the East Coast because I've wrestled in front of your harsh crowds like CCW, and where, you know, they're used to blood, guts, and tears or whatever, mostly blood and guts. But, you know, sometimes you want out there, you know, being funny is not what they want to see. Like, they have to warm up to you, and if they don't warm up to you, they'll just destroy you. They'll eat you alive every time they get a chance to.
All right, so basically, you know, it's a little bit tougher in the Northeast. You're saying because you know they care more about you know the in-ring stuff, and you know, so it's a little bit tougher there. But you know, you're working up there in the Northeast now, and you know you work down here, and it seems to us anyway that you are getting over. So that's really great, and I don't see why not. I mean, you definitely do have that in-ring ability to get those fans to, you know, kind of get on your side there. So it's really cool that you're starting to do this, and, you know, now that you've you know, signed with ROH, I bet that's, you know, a really cool thing for you. Let me ask you, now that you're there in ROH, who would you have liked to bring along with you from like down here in the Texas indie scene? Who do you miss working with, and who do you think deserves to be wrestling with you up there?
I mean, there's a lot of guys back home, you know, that deserve it, you know. I mean, just to name a few, you know, you got guys like, Jacobs Pliskin, you know, Jasper, the Hammer Davis works really hard. He's out of Houston.
Yeah, and Jasper, he's the Booker T ROW champ right now, and you know we see him every month, and yeah, he's great.
Oh wow, yeah, he definitely deserves it. Man, he's really good. Bo Brady, there was a guy that I came in with. I don't even think he wrestled anymore, but man, if he would have kept with it, like he would have definitely deserved it. Mr. Wright, Amos, he was really, really good. It was me and him. We broke in at the same, kind of broke in at the same time, maybe like the year before him. But he was, man, he had so much talent, man. I mean, he was a big Bryan Danielson fan. And he was a technical, like, something like that. For, like, his little time getting in the ring, he could tell you put out if he wanted. He was really good. But there's a lot of guys, back home, back here, that deserve to be on the national spot or, who I feel personally, be doing bigger and better things.
Definitely. I'd like to see, some of those guys, that we see down here, like you mentioned Jasper and then, Jacob Spliskin. I've seen some of his stuff, on YouTube. I haven't seen him live. But yeah, there's a lot of dudes that I think it'd be really cool if they were to, kind of get to that same level that you're at right now. But, let me throw a different question at you, kind of with a different angle on it. Now that you're in ROH, who do you look forward to fighting that's already there?
Well, that question was actually answered when they announced me versus Jay Lethal for this Saturday. Jimmy Jacobs is one of them. Eddie Edwards is another. Roderick Strong was actually he was on my list as well, but I actually got to do that in Cincinnati. I really enjoyed the match, and so was Elgin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Steen is one of them. I really like to get in the ring with Kevin Steen. To be honest, man, the whole roster, because the roster is so stacked at this point. I got to wrestle Caprice and Alexander with Darius in Canada. That was really fun. I got in the ring with GT Marshall. So, I mean, I'm just working my way down the list, it seems like. But, I mean, all the guys, honestly, man, because, like I said, the roster is so stacked at this point, and it's so many talented guys and so many different styles, and I would really just want to go in there and just, like, be pushed to my limit, and push them to their limit as well.
Yeah, and you know what? Us as fans, we definitely would like to see that. I think you versus Steen would be really cool. I think that would be a good match. One that I was thinking about just throwing out there would be you and Shelton Benjamin. I think that'd be a good match.
Oh my goodness! Oh my God, that would be like Michael Jordan going one-on-one with Kobe in my eyes. I think Shelton like Michael Jordan of wrestling, but in my eyes, he's my hero. So
That's awesome. We need to make that happen. Book it now.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know, the ROH people that happen to be listening.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, ROH booked that match.
All right. Well, you mentioned it a little bit about, wrestling on, this Saturday, against Jay Lethal. And it's going to be in San Antonio. It's a bit of a homecoming for you. I think that this whole venue for you and that match is just going to be bananas. I bet that crowd there is just going to be off the charts and just crazy excited. I'm sure a lot of people there in San Antonio are going to be excited for it. Let me ask you, how excited are you for this?
Oh, dude, man, I've been asked this question so many times, and I can never really come with an answer for it. I'm speechless, man. To me, this is the homecoming of all homecomings. 1604 is right up the road from Jefferson High School. I work with the school. It's right around my little stomping ground, I guess you could say. So I'm most definitely looking forward to it for many, many reasons. And when I left Texas to move and to go conquer more things in my career, I always look at it as whenever I come back, I always look at it as getting back. And this match, me versus Jay Lethal, was a dream match to a lot of people. And Ring of Honor doing it in my hometown is the best gift I can give these guys in Texas. It's the best thing I can give them as token of my appreciation to say thank you guys for supporting me for all those years that, I was here and going through my hard times. I literally used the people Texas to like uplift me, to I use them as my motivation to better myself and get myself out of those troubled times that I was in, man. So this is a gift to the great people of San Antonio and the entire state of Texas. Like, this is a gift to you guys, and me and Jay Lee are going to do nothing but kill it, and I'm looking forward to it, man.
Man, that sounds like it's going to be an awesome match, and I can't wait to see it. I'm definitely going to be there to check it out, and I'll be cheering both you and Jay Lethal on, because I like both of you guys. But it's going to be an awesome match, and anybody that's listening to this interview right now and you still got time to buy a ticket and run on out there, you really need to check it out. It's going to be this Saturday in San Antonio, Texas, and it's going to be...
Do it at the Sherman Auditorium.
Yeah.
Do
it. Do it. Go. You heard the man. He said, do it. You gotta go right now.
Cancel your plans. Just drop everything.
I don't care if you got a wedding or a funeral to go to. You go to this instead.
You take that casket to the match with you.
Go turn it into a casket match. How crazy would that be?
Oh man, we watch too much wrestling.
All right. Trav, do you have anything else you want to go ahead and add on, man?
Oh man, I think where else do we go from this one, man? Jeez.
I don't know. ACH, bro, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
Man, I just want to give a shout out to the best fans ever in any sport, the wrestling fans, man. Wrestling fans are so dedicated and so passionate about, wrestling. And you got your fans that like tailgate football games and basketball and go to games butt naked, half naked in the middle of December when the blazing cold anywhere else. But I think wrestling fans are very loyal. You got to think about it, all the controversial that wrestling as a whole has been through, and for people to still grow up and watch wrestling and still be connected to it. Like, it's the greatest feeling in the world. And I was trolling on Facebook the other day, and I saw a bunch of fans wanted to tailgate the show Saturday. And I hope they do that, man, because I really love barbecue chicken, and I wouldn't mind going out there having to talk with some of the fans, because I pretty much know a great portion of the fans that are coming to the show just because of my connection with the people. But thank you guys so much, man, the fans. That's legit. The Ring of Honor fans, even WCW fans like myself, like all the fans, man.
That's awesome, man. I'm going to laugh so hard if I show up there in that parking lot and somebody's going to be there with the tailgate with a big old barbecue pit with some barbecue chicken. That's going to be awesome if that happens.
And ACH is out there eating.
ACH will be out there eating some barbecue
chicken. Sweet. And if I'm not out there, you make sure they save me a drumstick.
Yo, if I see it and you're not out there, I'm sending you a tweet, bro.
Please do so, because dude, you have no idea. I love chicken. No pun intended.
All right, man. ACH, bro, you're just a really great guy, a really nice guy. I would even say a natural born babyface. You know how to get over with the crowd and over with the people, and you know how to make people love you, and you're just an awesome dude, and I can't wait to just see your career take off even further, go all throughout the ROH roster, become the ROH champ, go on to, all kinds of other crazy things. And I'm so glad that we're kind of getting in kind of on the ground floor of you breaking into the national scene here. And it's really awesome. And, it's really awesome that, you're here from Texas and someone's, made it out to that level. It's just a great, great thing. And, I can't wait to see you on Sunday, bro. Saturday. My bad.
Look, if you see me on Sunday, then it means you're going to the surprise party we're throwing for my grandmother and my father and my mother. So that's what that means.
Well, make sure she ain't listening to this. That way she'll still think it's a surprise. Eh?
No, she won't listen. I'm doing a pretty good job. Well, actually, I think my mom knows, because I think I told her when I got up here. But that's okay. My grandmother and my dad will still be surprised, so that's just as good.
There you go.
That'll work. All right. Thanks so much for coming on, man. We definitely got to have you again sometime in the future.
Oh, one more thing. Make sure this Saturday you bring it over 9,000.
Dude, whenever you see me go, for the ACH Big Bang Attack, which is the Cradle DHT, my dream, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep doing, we need to like put this out there on social networking everywhere. Whenever people see me go for the Big Bang Attack, and I go ACH Big Bang Attack, if I hit it, or even if I go for it, I want the whole crowd to go, it's over 9,000. I want that. Like, that is my dream chant right there. Just to hear, like,
you pull that off.
Yes, I want that. I want to go for the DVT, and I want to hit it and just have the whole crowd go, it's over 9,000. Or I want to, like, call for it and then have the whole crowd go, it's over 9,000. Like, that.
Okay, Abel's going to get... Abel's gonna get making on that sign right now.
Yeah.
We'll make sure you just pull the move off on Saturday and we'll do the rest, alright?
Yeah, we'll try to make sure that.
Even if it's like like, I don't know, man. You know, I don't know how the song works, but man, if we can get that going, man, I would pull you guys out of the crowd, personally.
All right, you heard it here first on Houston Wrestling Radio. Forget about fandangoing. Forget about that. We need to start doing the over 9,000-ing. Yeah. That's the newest craze in wrestling. We need to start that up. You heard it here first. Houston Wrestling Radio original.
I'm so glad I said that.
That is the original. I've been wanting to get that out there for a very long time, and now I finally get to get it out there.
That's awesome.
I'm so glad we could be your outlet for that.
All right, man. Well, we got the rest of the show to get to, and we are very appreciative that you gave us this time, man. Thank you so much for coming on. We definitely will do the over 9,000. We'll see you this weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon, man.
Most definitely, man. Thank you guys, man. I had a good time.
All right. Well, that was our interview with old ACH. That was pretty fun, wasn't it, Trav?
We need to have that guy come back more often.
Yeah, definitely. He was real fun. I mean, we had some technical difficulties there with the phones, but I think barring that was a really fun interview. He was a great guy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was really awesome.
Looking forward to seeing him on Saturday.
Exactly.
Not Sunday.
Right, yeah. Saturday. I'm sorry. I screw that crap up all the time. I'm not good with my days.
It's okay. That's why I'm here to correct you anytime that you make a mistake ever in life.
Thank you, Travis. It's nice to know that you have a purpose.
Hey, what are friends for?